Have you ever wondered how we can make a LED dim smoothly or control the speed of a motor with Arduino? Well, the secret lies in something called PWM, so in other words, pulse width modulation. I'm Jenner, and in this video I'm going to talk about the PWM in Arduino, and in the simplest way we'll test it out with both a LED and a motor. PWM stands for pulse width modulation. Instead of giving a device a steady voltage, Arduino turns the signal on and off very fast. The ratio of on time to off time is called the duty cycle. At 25% duty cycle, the device gets less power, at 50% it's half power, and 100% it's full power. But our eyes and motors can't react fast enough to see the on-off switching. Instead, they feel it as dimmer light or slower speed. On Arduino Uno, PWM is available on specific pins, marked with a tilde symbol like 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. We use the analog write function to send PWM signals. Let's start with the LED. Here is a simple circuit. The LED is connected through a resistor to pin 9, one of the PWM pins, and now using analog write pin 9 and a value between 0 to 255, we can set brightness. So in this code, the value goes from 0 to 255, where 0 is always off and 255 is always on. Now notice the difference. The PWM pins don't send analog signals, they just imitate analog signals, so they are actually digital pins. So you can send signals in range from 0 to 255 and not 1023. So this code slowly increases the duty cycle, making the LED fade in, and then decreases it, fading out. That's PWM in action. Now let's try it with a motor. Since Arduino can directly power a motor, we'll use a motor driver, or you can use a transistor instead. Alright guys, so the circuit and the code is ready. Let me just firstly explain you the code. So in the code, we have, firstly, as you know, I used L298N motor driver. So I'm using two pins here. So the in 3 and input 4 as motor's initial direction. And I have the E and B, which is actually the PWM control pin. So this one. And in the code, firstly, I named the pins, so 11 is EMB, the input 3 is 12 and input 4 is 10. In the void setup I set all of them as output, and I set the input 3 as high and input 4 as low. So now my motor has initial direction, and now what is left in the void loop just to adjust the speed of the motor. So we use analog write E and B and a value between 0 and 255, which is PWM value. And I made here a basic code to every 2 seconds the motor to turn at 3 different speeds, like slow speed, medium speed, and full speed. And at the end, stop the motor. And let's see now, power the Arduino and see what happens. Yeah, the motor just started working. Since I don't have a digital RPM measurement device, I will use this microphone so you can hear from the sound the motor's spin. Look at the voltage changings on the multimeter. The PWM signal controls how much power the motor receives. A lower duty cycle means the motor spins slowly. A higher duty cycle means it spins faster. Alright guys, I removed the motor's cable, so now we clearly can notice the voltage difference in the multimeter. So as you can see, it goes from 0 to 3 and then to 7, which comes from these batteries. By the way, I added additional battery here, so my circuit becomes more powerful. And yeah, So that's it. So that's PWM in Arduino, a powerful way to control brightness, speed, and much more. In my future project videos, you might see PWM used in robotics, drones, and even audio applications. So I'm gonna end this here. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Arduino tutorials. See you soon.